back with another belly dance costuming installment. Today I am going to teach all of you how to make a pair of harem pants to either wear alone or underneath a skirt. And I picked up this wonderful stretchy soft pink fabric. It's kind of like yoga pants fabric. And I've decided that I'm going to make a pair of harem pants for my breast cancer survivor costume. The first thing that you are going to need is about 3 yards of the fabric of your choice. I find that silks work well, linen works well, and this stretchy kind of yoga pants material works well because it's very breathable, it's soft, it billows, and it just all around looks nice. So 3 yards of fabric, and then a pattern. This is the Simplicity Harem Pants pattern, but you can also use just an old pair of pants and trace them to get the shape that you need in order to make these pants. I prefer using a pattern just because I think that everything turns out better when you use a sewing pattern, but I will show you a tip on how to just use an old pair of pants to get this kind of curve that you see here that you need in order to make a pair of pants. So let's get started. All right. So here's what you're going to need for your harem pants. You will need underwear elastic band, so underwear length and width, some pins to pin all your seams down, 3 inches of fabric, and a nice pair of fabric scissors, and of course a sewing machine. So as you can see, I have my fabric laid out on the ground along with my pattern, and then here's that old pair of pants trick that I was telling you about. You basically just need to fold a pair of pants in half and then use this part right here to kind of make that curve, and then you would just exaggerate it to the end. But like I said, sewing projects tend to turn out better when you have a real working pattern. So I have laid my fabric out on the floor along with my pattern, and I'm going to trace it. I just use chalk because that way the chalk doesn't show up, it doesn't make a bunch of marks, and it completely disappears, and then you can go ahead and sew along the lines without a bunch of mess or markers. My panels have been cut, and now it is time to do a little bit of pinning and sewing. As you can see, I have started pinning the bottom of the pant leg first because we are going to stitch it and then leave this part open so that we can thread the elastic band through on the bottom of the pant leg. So the first thing you want to do to sew your harem pants is to pin the bottom. Okay, so we have the bottom of our pant leg pinned and ready to go. We are going to sew the bottom seam first, and it's just a simple straight stitch right across the bottom pant leg to create a space for the elastic band to go through. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing. So yes, just straight stitch the bottom pant leg first. So the next thing you want to do is fold your pant leg over in half with your bottom leg seam side up. And then you want to pin the inseam. Do you see where it curves here and it creates the inseam? You want to pin that. And then the next step is to stitch that together. As you can see, I've got this pant leg done. So we're back and we have both pant legs sewn with our bottom seam and our inseam. And the next thing you want to do is take one of these pant legs and fold it right side out. And then once you get that done, you're going to stick it inside the other pant leg. So as you can see, this is right side out, and we are going to stick it in the inside out pant leg until we get our midsection to line up, and then we're going to sew that. Okay, so go ahead and take your right side out pant leg and stick it in your inside out pant leg. I have put the right side pant leg into the inside out pant leg, and I have lined up the seams where they make this U right here, and I'm going to pin it and then sew the U together, and you'll essentially be sewing your pant legs together by doing this. So go ahead. So we have the two pant legs sewn together. As you can see, they are inside out right now, so you can see the stitching in the seam. Now that the pant legs are sewn together, we are going to take the waistband and fold it over and pin it and sew the waistband. Pretty simple. So as you can see, I have the waistband pinned, and now I am just going to go ahead and start stitching it. And when we're done with that, we will thread the elastic through with a safety pin. I'll show you how to do that. All right, so we have the waistband sewn, and the next thing you need to do is get a large safety pin and your underwear with elastic band, and put the safety pins on the ends of the elastic bands. And that is because we are going to thread these through the waistband and the ankle holes on the bottom of the harem pants. So as you can see, I've cut this to my waist circumference. I find the easiest way to make sure that your pants fit is just to take the elastic, put it around your waist, and cut it to size. So now that we have our pants with the waistband sewn, you're going to find the little hole. It should be right in the seam where the two ends of the pants meet at the U. If you remember the U we sewed earlier, well, you're going to find a seam with a hole right at the top in the waistband. And what you're going to do is you are going to thread your elastic through this little hole and through the waistband using the safety pin as a guide. This makes it so much easier, and you will not lose your elastic in the waistband. So go ahead and just use the safety pin to manipulate your way through the waistband and stretch the fabric over the elastic. And this takes a couple of minutes, so I won't sit here and do that the entire video, but as you can see, I'm just using the safety pin to thread my way through. And I'm going to do this on the waistband and on the bottoms of the pants to make that parachute kind of shape at the ankle. So you can see my progress where I have threaded the elastic band through the waistband, and it sort of has this scrunched up ruche look, and that's completely what we are going for. So I'm just gonna continue doing that until we get the elastic all the way through. And then once the elastic is all the way through, you take the two ends and you sew them together. You can either stitch them by hand or use a sewing machine. I generally end up stitching them by hand just because it only takes a couple of minutes. So yeah, this is the kind of the ruching look, that the bunched look that the waistband is going to appear like once the pants are done. So this is the final product, and I'm actually very happy with them. They're lightweight, breathable, they fit me perfectly, and I can dance. Thank you for tuning in.